What if I told you there's a movement so simple that you can do it right now, standing where you are, that can lower your blood sugar in less than 15 minutes? No gym, no equipment, no money. And the most surprising part, this movement works even for people with limited mobility, for those over 70 years old, and for people who have never exercised in their lives. Today I'm going to show you 3 movements that anyone can do at home, and science confirms they can reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. The exact spikes that most harm people with diabetes, prediabetes, or those trying to avoid both. And stay until the end because the third movement will surprise you. I guarantee you never imagined this counts as exercise. Here on this channel I have one commitment only, bringing real science-based information about diabetes and blood sugar control. No miracle promises, no shady supplements, and no deception. Before we continue, tell me in the comments, do you have diabetes, prediabetes, or are you monitoring your blood sugar for prevention? Also tell me where you're watching from. I read every comment. And this information helps me create future videos with the content you need most. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now and turn on notifications. Because this type of content can truly and immediately change your daily life. Before the movements, I need to explain something that will change the way you think about exercise and diabetes forever. Do you know what happens in your blood when you eat? Any food, sweet, salty, with or without carbs, your body converts it into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream. It's the sugar everyone measures. Now comes the part most people don't know. When you contract a muscle, in any way, that muscle pulls glucose directly from the blood into the cells, without needing insulin. Repeat after me, without needing insulin. Inside each muscle cell are mitochondria, the body's power plants. They take that glucose and turn it into energy to keep the muscle working. The practical result? The more you move your muscles after a meal, the less glucose remains circulating in your blood. Fewer spikes, less inflammation, less of that heavy fatigue 1 hour after eating, followed by intense hunger returning again. This mechanism exists in every human being. Type 1 diabetics, type 2 diabetics, pre-diabetics, healthy people. It's basic biology that we forgot because we stopped moving. And the best part, the movements that activate this mechanism do not need to be intense. They need to be consistent. Let's go to the first one. Movement 1. Walking after meals. It's that simple. You eat and within the next 90 minutes, you take at least a 10-minute walk. It doesn't need to be fast. It doesn't need to be far. It can be inside your apartment, in the hallway, or in your backyard. What matters is moving your legs. A study published in Diabetes Care analyzed light 10-minute walks after meals and found they reduced post-meal glucose spikes by up to 22%. Better than a single 30-minute walk done at another time of day. Timing matters tremendously. Walking 3 hours after eating does not have the same effect. It's the walk close to the meal while glucose is rising that intercepts the spike. Small daily changes make all the difference. Did you eat and need to grab something? Walk a little slower and more intentionally. Do you have stairs available? Use them. Live in an apartment? Walk the hallway twice after lunch. Your leg muscles are the largest muscles in your body. When they work, even lightly, glucose uptake becomes significant. In just 10 minutes of easy walking, you've already changed your day's glucose curve. Movement 2. Standing up from a chair or climbing stairs. This one is for people who sit all day at work, for those who spend hours at the computer, for those who watch TV for long periods. One study compared 2 situations. One group did 30 minutes of continuous walking. Another group did 10 light squats, or the equivalent of sitting and standing from a chair, every 45 minutes throughout the day. The result was surprising. The second group reduced blood sugar levels as much as, or even more than, the group that walked continuously for 30 minutes. Why? Because muscles respond better to frequent, distributed stimulation than to one single concentrated effort. Sitting for 8 hours and then exercising for 30 minutes does not compensate for the inactivity. But interrupting inactivity every 45 minutes with short movements does. How do you do it? Set an alarm on your phone every 45 minutes. When it rings, stand up from your chair. Sit down slowly. Repeat 8 to 10 times. Done. Go back to what you were doing. If you have stairs nearby, go up and down 2 flights slowly. It has the same effect. It looks like an interruption. In reality, it's protection. If you're learning something new here, leave a like now. That simple gesture helps this content reach more people who need it. And tell me in the comments, which of the first 2 movements can you already fit into your routine today? Now the third movement. Movement 3, what nobody expected. Doing household chores after eating, washing dishes, sweeping the floor, vacuuming, folding clothes, making the bed. I know, it sounds like a joke, but it's not. Remember the mechanism I explained? Muscles pulling glucose from the blood independently of insulin. That mechanism doesn't know whether you're wearing gym clothes or a kitchen apron. It doesn't know whether you're in an expensive gym or in your hallway at home. It only knows that the muscle contracted, and when it contracts, it works. Household chores involve the body's main muscle groups: legs, arms, back, and core. And they're done in continuous movement for 15, 20, or 30 minutes. Exactly the ideal amount of time for muscles to begin significantly absorbing glucose. A study published in the Journal of Physical Activity and Health analyzed light household activities and found significant reductions in insulin resistance markers in people who stayed active after meals, even without formal exercise. The logic is simple. The worst thing you can do after eating is lie down or sit still for 2 hours. The best thing is any movement that keeps your muscles active. So, if you're one of those people who always leaves the dishes for later, here's the best news of the week. Washing dishes after lunch is literally blood sugar control. You're welcome. The final agreement. Before we finish, I need you to make a commitment. Not to me, to yourself. Of these 3 movements you learned today, choose one. Just one to start. A 10-minute walk after your next meal. Standing up from your chair every 45 minutes while working or watching TV. Doing a household chore right after eating. Just one. The easiest one for your reality today. And write it in the comments. That public commitment makes a difference. Research shows that people who write down and share their intentions are far more likely to actually follow through. I want to see you with fewer glucose spikes, more energy throughout the day, less hunger returning soon after meals, and more control over your body. This doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require supplements. It doesn't require anything expensive. It requires a muscle and a decision. And you already have both. Let's recap the 3 movements. Movement 1. A light 10-minute walk within 90 minutes after any meal. Reduces glucose spikes by up to 22%. Movement 2. Standing up and sitting down 10 times every 45 minutes, equivalent to 30 minutes of walking in terms of blood sugar impact throughout the day. Movement 3. Household chores after meals. Keeps muscles active during the most critical moment for blood sugar control. Free, immediate, based on real science. If this video helped you, share it now in your family group or send it to someone who has diabetes or is monitoring their blood sugar. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and turn on notifications. See you in the next video, where I'll explain why eating slowly can be just as powerful as exercise for controlling blood sugar. Until then, take care.